Sciatica makes you afraid to move. Every bend, every twist starts to feel like a risk. So today, we're working entirely at floor level, with a floor built specifically to ease the nerve, not provoke it. So settle in and let's begin together. And let's get you feeling better. So let's start by lying on our back. The best way is for you to roll onto your side of your body and then go ahead and bring yourself to lie on your back on what we call a supine position. We're going to start with mobilizing our hip. So go ahead and take one leg to your arms and hug it tight to your chest and bring the other leg up. Now here, take a moment to inhale and allow the spine to lengthen down to the floor and lengthen long vertically. Exhale and allow the abdominal to soften to your lower back, and you'll find a deeper compression in your hip here. And an inhalation, elongating the spine to the floor and longer vertically. Exhalation, allowing the abdominal to soften to the floor, and a greater fold in the hip or deeper fold in the hip. Inhalation and long exhalation. One last inhalation and exhalation. And then from here, let's do some hip circles. So bring the thigh apart and away and together. So stirring the thigh bone within the hip socket. Just keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Try to keep the movement nice and fluid. One more this direction. Reverse, inhaling and again allow the back to soften to the floor. Allow the tailbone, the sit bone, to lengthen away from the shoulder. Deep fold in the hip. Smooth movement. One more. And bring it in. Lower one leg down and the second leg down. Okay, now I want you to keep the left leg down on the floor. Bring the right leg up, so kind of like a figure 8 here. So you're going to rotate the right thigh externally and press away. Now with this left hand, slip the left hand underneath your lower back. So I want you to create more of a natural curve in the lower back. Now from here, use your right hand to push your right thigh away from your hip, but allow the abdominal to stay down with your hand. So I've got my left hand underneath my back just to support the curvature. So I'm pressing my right thigh away. I'm allowing my abdominal to deepen to the floor. And now my left heel will come up in a tippy toe, pushing my right foot to your chest, and then keep reaching the right thigh away, and then release, recoil. And again, inhaling, reach and push away, exhale, recoil. Inhale, push the thigh with your arm, with your hand, lift the left heel up, press against the foot, keep the back with your hand, and return. Again, and inhale, push. 2 more. You should feel a sensation of the hip opening out. Release. Lower the right foot, release the left hand, bring the right hand underneath the lumbar spine, the lower spine. And now bring the right leg up, external rotate, left hand onto your left thigh. pressing away. As you inhale, push the thigh away, rise up onto the ball of the right foot, and then keep the abdominal with your underneath hand. And exhale. Inhaling, pushing, lifting the heel, pulling back in the abs. Exhaling. Inhaling, pushing the thigh, lifting the heel, pulling the abs into your arm. Now noticing if there are difference between the left and the right as you stretch the leg out, the hip out. Again, inhaling. Two more. Last one. And let it go. Right, release the arm here. Okay, lower the leg. Have your feet now slightly wider than your pelvis. Now what we're going to do is a rotating the leg to the left side. Just take your arm into a T position. And now as you rotate to the left side, feeling the stretch on the outside of the right leg or right hip as the right leg goes to an internal rotation. And then on the exhalation, recoil back to the center. Rolling, rotating the legs over to the right. The left thigh will go to an internal rotation and try to get the left knee right down to the floor. Exhale, recoil back to the middle. Inhaling, rotating to the left, right thigh, internal rotate. Exhale. Inhaling, rotating to the right, internal rotate in the left thigh. Exhale. Inhaling to rotate. And inhaling to rotate to the right. Now rotate again to the left and hold that. I want your right arm to come right next to your ear here. And then we stay and we're going to breathe. Now on the inhalation, feeling a deeper elongation of the right thigh as it internal rotate and keep reaching the right arm in opposite energy. Exhaling, stay in that stretch and just allow the abs to sink in. Two more breaths. Inhaling, reaching the leg and the arm away from each other. Exhaling. So my arm is very active, pulling it up. Inhaling. Exhaling, recoil back to center and bring the right arm to a T position. Last one, over to the right. Left arm next to your ear. Inhaling, deep elongation of the left thigh down away from the arm. Exhale, softening back in the abs. And then again, noticing the difference between the two sides, especially on the hip and the pelvis, that you're experiencing discomfort to the sciatic nerve. Exhaling, softening. Two more. Inhaling, can you elongate the thigh a little bit more? Exhaling, recoil everything back to the center. Brilliant. And just check it out a little bit. Okay. Bring the feet in line with the hip here. Now grab and hold your right thigh. Bring your hands interlaced behind your thigh here. And now from here, just making sure that you're keeping a good placement in the pelvis, a neutral pelvis. Your back is nicely awake, not collapsing down. So kind of awake in the muscle. Now from here, go ahead and straighten the knee, the right knee, and flex the ankle to your maximum point here. And then at the same time, roll the nose up. So you're looking up behind you. And then exhale, release or double chin down. And inhaling, extending the knee and rolling the head back, exhaling down. So we're just doing a little flushing with the nerve or nerve flossing here. And so to release any tension in your back of the knee, back of the leg, back of the hip. And inhaling, rolling the head up. exhaling. And then inhaling, rolling the head up, exhaling. And 3 more. 2, 1. And lowering down. Let's have the other leg up, grabbing the back of your thigh. Okay, and again, extending the knee, flexing the ankle, rolling the head back, and return. Inhaling, rolling the head back. Exhaling. Inhaling. Four more of this. Nice and easy. With the hip. 2 more. The last one. And let it go. Shake it out. And then go ahead and roll your body towards me. So lying sideways, bottom arm is long, bottom knee is bent at 90 degrees and the hip at 90, top leg nice and long. Bring this top hand on the sort of around the hip bone here. Now what we're going to do, collapse the lower waist down. So compress this top side. And I want you to just allow your arm to guide you to elongate out. So feeling a stretch here. And now hold that. This thigh is going to roll internal and neutral center, internal and external, and 3 internal, external, internal, external. Last one, internal, external, and then release the elongation. Again, reach, lengthen out, hold that. Again, internal, external, in and out, in and out. Keep the pelvis long away from the ribs. 2 more, in and out, release and come back in. Stack the legs in. Now I want you to lengthen the top hip again. So you have the underneath waist now here activated. Now what we're going to do, hold that position, float the top leg like as if you're sitting on a chair here. Your back muscle is active, the pelvis is elongated, and now hold. We're going to internal rotate again and then external. And then in here and out. The same thing, internal and external. And 4, out. 5, out. 6, out. 7, out. 8, out. 9, out. Last, out. Come back to parallel. Hold that. And we're going to stay here for 10, 9, 8. Keep this active. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower. Good job. Coming up. And let's do the other side. Lying on the side. Bottom arm is long. Bottom leg 90 hip and knee. Leg straight. And we compress or collapse here. And then allow this hip to reach out. Ooh, Mira has a very tight hip here. Now this thigh is going to go internal, external, in and out, and in. Noticing is there a difference between both sides. And notice the side that you're experiencing discomfort. And one more, out and release. Again, stretch out. We'll go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. One more. And release. All right, stack the legs together. 90 hip and knee. Reach and lengthen the pelvis. Activate the bottom waist here. Now hold that and float. Okay, again, internal and out. Knee together, feet together, knee together. Whew, much harder for me to go into an internal rotation in this hip. I'm going to make it through and down. Again, recognize the difference between two sides. Out, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and come back parallel. Hold it there for 10, 9. Keep the back active. Keep the gap underneath the waistline. Keep the sitting bone wide and pressing away from the shoulder. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good job. Release. All right. Last one. Okay, let's go into a kneeling position. So organize your hands, wrist underneath the shoulder, your knee underneath the hip joint. Widen the scapula, widen the shoulder blade, widen the collarbone, drawing and narrowing the abdominal towards the spine here. Now, just want you to send the pelvis back. Allow the sit bone to widen and then bring it back. Inhaling and widen the pelvis and back. So I want this back to be active, so avoid rolling under in the pelvis as you go back. Just keep this active and just shoot the pelvis back and then shoot the pelvis forward. Okay, so the back shall not go into a round position. Keep it long. Just go to your maximum range and just rocking back and rocking forward and rocking back and rocking forward. Another 3. Back is active, pelvis is active, and 2. And back. And last, and stay. Now here, the knee will come a little closer. The leg will go a bit more wider. So we are in an internal rotation here. All right, we'll do the same thing. There's a little bit more restriction here and leaning back. Just go to your range and then forward. Rocking back, rocking forward. Sliding the sit bone out and in and back. So again, refrain from tucking the pelvis under. Stay long in the spine and then wide in the hip. And then 2 more and back. And last one and back. All right, bring the leg back to parallel position. Reach the arm forward, long 1 and 2. Now here, just send the pelvis back. Wide in the pelvis, long in the back. No tucking, no curling of the tail. Let the bum spread out. Let the bottom be wide. Let the pelvis be wide. Let the sitting bone be wide. And you're just going to breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe low in the rib cage and into the pelvic floor, stretching the pelvic floor well on the inhalation. On the exhalation, the diaphragm will rise up the pelvic floor, relax and come along for play as it lifts. Inhaling the pelvic floor, relax and widening the pelvis and stretching out, and exhale. The diaphragm rises up the pelvic floor, come along with it, and then come up. Good job. And release. Well done, my friend. You did a very good job. I hope you feel better right now. So come and visit this session again tomorrow on a daily basis. And I can promise you, you will feel much better. Take care and have the best day. And I'll see you back on the mat tomorrow.